Hey guys, Coach Seán here, and welcome to another episode of the Coach Seán Fitness Podcast. Well, we're getting 3 in a row here. We're getting back into the habit, into the swing of doing these things, and I'm liking doing these nice little short 10-15 minute episodes of the podcast. As I'm recording this, it's Tuesday just after the Easter bank holiday weekend, and had a lot of chakra over the weekend. I got me a couple of runs in. I got a 5k run in on yesterday on the Monday, but that was after a weekend having a fair bit of chocolate. I'm not gonna lie, a couple of beers, and it was a homemade Bailey's cheesecake that I love my Bailey's at Christmas time, so I'm not too sure how much Bailey's was in this cream, because I'm pretty heavy handed with the Bailey's. I know the beautiful Bailey's cheesecake, but yeah, had a fair bit of food. Does not work well for running on a Monday, but got it done, got my class done afterwards. So trying to balance my little bit of having what I like to eat, as well as doing my training, my workouts and stuff like that as well. And that's pretty much what this episode of the podcast is going to be about. Just that balance we're going through right now with coronavirus and everything else, because like regardless of the last couple of weeks, it's affected us all differently. You know, your diet could be on track right now. You could be a complete another mess. And that's pretty much what I'm seeing at the moment on social media. There's like two complete sides to it. On one side, it's like, you know, you need to hustle now and learn a new skill and all this other stuff. Like you have to make the most of the situation with the extra time and stuff you have. And then the complete opposite side of it is, you know, you need to just, there's a lot of different stress going right now. You need to reset and not put so much pressure on yourself. And I can see I can see the positives of both of these right now, and to be totally honest with you, it completely depends on the individual. It depends on where you are with yourself and how you're handling the coronavirus, COVID-19, whatever you want to call it, and all the stress and everything come with it. So, you know, if sitting around for, you know, half a day, catch up on Netflix or a new TV show or whatever the hell Tiger King and Carol Baskin is, I don't even know. I don't even know. I assume she had someone killed or something with tigers or something. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, my whole point with that is, if that's catching up with that, if that's helping you relieve your anxiety and your stress levels right now, fair enough, I'm all for it. For me personally, I need to get, you know, different workouts in, not just to try and look good, because let's face it, you know, I'm quarantining, we're home, no one's gonna see it anyway, so it ain't about that. Even though I like to look good, that's not the whole point of it. I feel I have a little bit more energy, just better mentally. It helps my own stress and anxiety to work out. So when I put up workout videos and stuff like that for people to do, it's not, I don't mean that as, you know, extra stress on people. Like, I'm feeling bad but looking and going, oh, I'm not working out and stuff like that. I do it for those that feel good to work out and are looking for different ideas. And that mightn't be for you right now, and that's fair enough. You got to decide what's truly going to help your stress and your anxiety. And there's a difference between that and just laziness, being like, no, I'm not doing that. So you have to find out what's right for you. Like, I say that as if I don't mean to sound big headed or anything like that, because I was slipping into getting a little bit more lazy. Like 2 weeks ago, most of the week I was getting up at like 7:30, then 7:45, then 8 o'clock, then 8:30, and it was like after 9 before I was getting up. And I was like struggling to get up at 9 o'clock in the morning. I was like, hang on, this isn't right. You know, a couple of weeks before that, I'm up at 5:30 in the morning, 5:15 in the morning, go to work. And all of a sudden now it's, you know, I can't get up at 9 o'clock. That's because my routine was out of order. And because of that, I actually felt more tired throughout the day, because I was getting up later. I was lying in the bed for an hour or so. I felt more tired, and then at night I couldn't sleep, and it was a domino effect. It was starting to get worse because I felt tired the next morning because I didn't have a good night's sleep. So I slept in a little bit longer, and that kept going. So what I did this past week was I made sure I got up at 7:30. As soon as the alarm went off, it was like count to 5. As soon as that 5's over, bang, up. Force yourself up. Now that didn't work every single morning, but it worked most mornings. Got myself up, made myself go for a walk, get my steps up. I'm not saying this like, you know, trying to outwork everyone, get up at 7:30, but it was more so just to get a routine, get things going, have a bit of breakfast, and then by 9 o'clock I'm up, I'm awake, I'm alert, I'm ready to go, and then laptop out, do my online coaching, whatever it is from there. Just something to start there, and I felt more motivated, I felt more alert by the time I switched on the laptop, instead of just trying to wake myself up. It helped get me back in that routine. And another reason I did the walk at 7:30 was to get my steps up, because with the quarantine, I'm in the house most of the day, and unless it was a running day, I was getting nowhere near the required number of steps. Like some days it was like 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 steps, and I'm like, that is pretty low for someone that with their job standing around all day. It was usually 15,000 steps wasn't anything out of the ordinary for me, and I'm not bragging about that. It was just a case of, with my job, I stand up and I walk around the gym all day, so and then I'm commuting between jobs and all the rest, so I just naturally get all those steps in. I was used to that, and to go from that right down to 6,000, I'm like, or even less, I'm like, something's wrong. So I had to get more walks in. So I start my day off, get up, be glass of water that I'm always preaching on the podcast, glass of water first, then out, 25-minute walk, right back in, same route all the time, and then get started then on my day, and breakfast, all the rest. And it's just something to keep that routine going, get somewhat bit of normality into this completely unusual situation that we're all in. And like I said at the start of the podcast, that just helps me reduce my stress, my anxiety levels, and get me prepared for different tasks I have at hand throughout the rest of the day. And that might work great for you if you set that point in the morning where you have to get up and go for a walk. Or I definitely recommend go for a walk, bit of fresh air, clear the head, especially now when it's starting to get brighter. And it's definitely bright at 7:30 in the mornings now, and it's getting a little bit warmer in the mornings now, and just keep that going. So because of those walks, I've set a 10,000 steps a day. I'm still struggling to get 10,000 steps, to be, if I'm totally honest with you, on days I don't do the running with the Any Given Day Run Day Club. If I'm not doing the running, then I struggle to get it. I might get around 7,000-8,000, but the goal is always get 10,000, and then average 10,000 at least over the week. So I have that set high. Sometimes I have to go for an extra walk in the evening to get there, but it keeps myself moving, because otherwise, I found before I started doing it, I was sitting around too much all day, and all these aches and pains coming, like my upper back's a bits, because I'm like hunched, I'm stressed, and I'm tensing up my shoulders and my laptop all day, and that's no good. I'm not used to doing that, so and I need to lose out a lot more before I do my online classes, because I'm sitting around all day. So that's one little goal I've set for myself. Other little goals I've set in conjunction with the early morning get up is mean that I have to go to bed a little earlier, so I'm in bed by 10-11 o'clock, the very latest I'm asleep. That way I get at least my 7 hours sleep, but no more than 9 hours sleep, because then I'm oversleeping and I get back into that overtiredness and stuff again. So I try and get me 7 to 9 hours sleep, and like I said to you already, I will start each day getting a glass of water. First thing in the morning, glass of water. Throughout the day, getting 6 to 8 glasses of water, and then I try and get my 3-4 workouts a week. That does include the classes, so I will admit, hands up, it is easier for me to get 3-4 workouts a week. But I also do my 3 runs extra through, like I said, the Any Given Run Day Run Club, where I get my 5k run in on Monday, my interval Wednesday, and then a long run weekend. I finally got it in this week. I got around I think I got 10.5k on Saturday, which was very happy day. Heat on the bank holiday Saturday weekend. Oh my god, like, summer is on its way, but we got through it, we got it done. And my whole point with that, as well as with the workouts, every workout doesn't have to be an intense workout. It probably shouldn't be an intense workout. Slow it down, do your slow strength sessions, do maybe a bit of mobility. Every session doesn't have to be a hit session, and I'm guilty of putting up hit sessions on my YouTube page, or on Facebook, Instagram, whatever. One, just get people up and active doing something, but two, because if I start just doing stretches and stuff, people are not going to watch that. But I do always emphasize and think that you should be doing stretches as well as doing your workout. Just, you don't have to hit, because then your body's going to break down after a while. If you're just every session balls to the wall all out, it's going to be a little bit too much over time. So balance them out. You could do 10-15 minutes on your slower, more mobility exercises, finish with a little bit of hit. Even when you run, every run doesn't have to be as fast as you can. Slower runs, different paces, go with that. So set little goals for yourself, set achievable goals, and you'll feel much better. Try and get into some sort of routine. Just to touch very quickly on nutrition, personally not too concerned with it right now, because it's very difficult. Being at home all day, I'm just trying not to pick. So if I feel like I'm going to start picking on food and stuff like that, I'll have a glass of water first, and then 15 minutes later, if I'm still hungry, then I'll probably end up having something. I'll cave and have something there. But sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. So if you feel like you're hungry, have a pint of water first, see how it goes in there. And look, if you have food 15 minutes later, well, at least you got the water in beforehand, and you're closer to getting your 6-day glass throughout the day. So it's something. So I'm trying to stay on track with my nutrition at least 60-70% of the day. I try and start off my breakfast pretty well. My lunches are pretty good. And then evening and stuff, it goes a little bit downhill from there. And have me treats, me odd beer or two, maybe a glass of wine and stuff like that. But it's helped me get through this pandemic right now, so I'm okay with that. So, and then like I said earlier, if you find you're sitting around too much throughout the day, definitely try and get a step count. It doesn't have to be 10,000 steps. It could be just see what your average is over the last 3-4 days and try and get an extra 1,000 or an extra 2,000 steps on top of that, just so you're getting out a little bit more and getting more walks in, just 20-25% higher. So for me, it's finding a balance and routine, keep myself busy throughout the day, and try different things as well. And I'm trying to stick into that routine. Like I said earlier, yesterday was a bank holiday, the Monday, but I still wanted to do my boot camp class because I was like, I want to get a Monday off to a normal Monday, because let's face it, with a bank holiday Monday, we weren't going anywhere really. And I said it to the ladies after class on Wednesday. I was like, I literally just remember, I was like, shit, it's a bank holiday Monday. Do you guys want to do class? I'm like, well, if you want to do all your time off, I'm like, I would rather do and get a workout in, especially the way I'm going to eat over that weekend. So to get a head start before Tuesday comes, I feel really sluggish. So I got a little bit done. Of course, I had a big catch up on Monday night, and I had a couple of beers and 1 or 2 whiskeys with a couple of people I hadn't seen in a long time, obviously through Zoom. There was a fair few of us there, so I enjoyed that catch up, which made this morning's getting up at 7:30 very, very difficult. Too difficult to be honest. I was up around 8, 7:30, but I got up, I still got my glass of water, which was also needed because hydration levels after the drink. But my whole point is, you gotta balance the catch ups with people online, as well as doing your own thing, as well as trying to get into routine and going from there. And that's what I'm using this podcast for a bit of balance as well. So I'm gonna have people I know hopefully doing the podcast with me over the next couple of weeks. And to be totally honest with you guys, one half is going to be fitness and health and what they're doing, what's going on around them in terms of fitness and health. And the other half is just going to be catching up with them. 2 birds with 1 stone, to be totally honest. That's what I'm going to do with that. And that's going to help me and my, try and get better at doing podcasts. But it's also going to help just catch up with people, and it's also hopefully going to help you guys as well. You might get a thing or two out of it. So we're not in a great situation right now. There's some people a hell of a lot worse off than I am, so I kind of thank my lucky stars on that one. And hopefully if you're listening to this podcast, your stress and your anxiety is not too high, and you're managing to get through what you're getting through right now. And I can't relate to what everyone else is going through out there, so I'm not going to talk too much about that. So that sounds like a bad note to end the podcast on. So I suppose the line people are saying on social media right now, maybe a bit more positive spin on it. We're not stuck at home, we're safe at home. So there's pretty much that. The bottom line of this podcast, get little daily tips, try and get into some sort of routine, set achievable goals for yourself, whether that's a certain amount of hours sleep, glasses of water, your step count, maybe nutrition, and it could be that little skill for yourself. But don't put too much pressure on yourself if you feel like it's gonna make your anxiety and your stress levels even higher. So that's pretty much it for me in this episode of the podcast. Thank you once again for listening to the Coach On Fitness podcast. If you do enjoy the podcast, please hit me up on Instagram or Facebook. Let me know about it. Let me know what you'd like to hear more of, because like yourself, I have a lot of time in my hands right now. I'm trying to keep myself as busy as I can, but if I'm honest and I'm getting up early, I'm getting stuff done, I should have a bit of time to work and concentrate a little bit more on this podcast. So let me know if there's anything particular you'd like me to discuss in the podcast, or even if you want to be on the podcast yourself, let me know. I'm all open to any and all suggestions right about now. With that said, I'm going to wrap it up, guys. From Coach On, take care.
Now that wasn't a hard video to get through now, was it? I hope you guys got some value out of the video. If you did, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the Coach On channel, which is somewhere here. And hit that button, subscribe to the Coach On channel, leave a thumbs up. There should be a couple of other videos around here for you guys to check out. And that's all from me from Coach On. Take care.